Hi, we are Cheryl and John. We sold our home and business in March 2020 and set out to live life differently, traveling the country in an RV with our twin daughters, Brighton and Daisy. We believe the best days are always ahead of us, even in good times. Thank you for joining us as we inspire others to seek the bright days ahead. Hi, I'm Cheryl, and this is John.
Hello, everyone.
And we're from Bright Days Ahead, and we just celebrated yesterday our 1 year nomad anniversary, or 1 year of being on the road.
1 year, April 9th.
April 9th.
We bought the rig at Lazy Days in Tampa, and here we are 1 year later. We're presently in Texas, and it was a good year.
Yeah.
It was a good year, and we've decided to do it another year.
Well, and so we just thought we'd kind of give you a few of our highlights and like things we learned. So we packed up our house. We sold everything. We did get a storage cube. A lot of people ask us that. And so at some point we're going to have to go back and check on our storage. But we waved goodbye to all our friends and packed up in a little U-Haul and drove down to Tampa and bought the rig. So this time last year we were moving everything out of the U-Haul into here. Do you remember that chaos?
It was crazy. What should we take? What should we leave? What should we sell? What should we throw away? And I think we did a great job. And
everything fit. We actually had a couple cabinets open.
Yeah,
and we didn't run out of space.
We're in here, and we're not overweight, so we've got a lot of good things. I'm really big about weight, but a lot of people ask us a lot of questions, and I guess the first question that I answer is, that we've already answered, is we're going to do it another year, another season. And last year we did 23 states, 13 national parks and monuments, and we wintered in Florida. And this year we're on our way west as we speak, and we're going to click off some states that we didn't hit last year, including Arizona, Grand Canyon National Park, California. Cheryl used to live there. We're going to visit some friends. Hopefully we'll see a national park.
Coming to see you if you live in California.
And Oregon and Washington. And then after we leave Washington, when we were in Montana last year, we missed
Glacier National Park.
Glacier National Park. So we'll hit that. And then I think we'll head back to Albuquerque for the Balloon Fiesta in October. And then maybe go back and visit our stuff and some of our friends in the Kansas City area, and then winter in Florida again at the end of this year and at the first of next year. So.
And I think a very big thing we did this last year was we saw a lot of family. That was one of our goals. So we got to spend time with both sets of parents, our older daughters, sisters everywhere, my sisters, his sisters, long lost aunts and uncles and cousins in between. So that was really big for us, was to spend more time with family and even reconnect with old friends and things. So we were able to accomplish that, and we'll continue to this next year. So
it was a good year. And I'm the financial guy, so we tried to stay to a budget of $50 a night for our stays at different campgrounds. And we were under budget. I think we were in the 40s, somewhere in the 40s.
Yeah, we were about 48 for the year.
48.
But that was like the whole first part of the year. We were staying at campgrounds, and we didn't really use our Thousand Trails membership. But then in the winter, we used our Thousand Trails membership, and it would have been a lot lower, but we couldn't get into the Keys. And so then we paid sort of full retail for 2 weeks in the Keys this winter. And even with that, for staying in California for 4 months, we were right at 32. Florida, because I'm excited for California. We stayed at $32 for the winter. And so that really, most of that cost was in the Keys and a couple other little places that we wanted to check out.
But the Keys was worth it. It was really worth
it.
The cost that it was. But what other questions do people ask us?
Well, favorite places. So what were some of your favorite places?
My favorite place was South Dakota in general. The Black Hills, the Badlands, Mount Rushmore was all very special to me.
Yeah. And then I really enjoyed the Grand Tetons that kind of falls on to the Montana. It was just breathtaking. There was a moment that John caught a picture, and it was kind of like our Bright Days Ahead logo. We were kind of on a lake with the mountains, and then we were all there, and it was just picturesque. I mean, there's lots more words for the Grand Tetons, but it was truly a one-of-a-kind moment. Then
favorite national park.
Favorite national park, definitely, yes. And then I really enjoyed, I think we really enjoyed the northern peninsula of Michigan.
The upper Peninsula, Michigan.
Upper,
Yeah.
not northern.
The Upper Peninsula. Lived there. I lived in Michigan 4 years and never went to the Upper Peninsula. Big mistake. It was beautiful, and especially in the summer. I'm sure in the winter it's different. But
I had been to Alaska, and it's very Alaska-esque. So if there are those of you that are really like looking to go to Alaska and maybe it's not in the cards or you can't make it or the border's still closed, I would take a look at northern Michigan.
We stayed in Houghton. That was beautiful.
Yeah, we went to Pictured Rocks.
Pictured Rocks, which is amazing. Just looking at Lake Superior and how much fresh water is actually in that one lake is just amazing. So
10% of all the fresh water in the world is in Lake Superior.
Yeah. What else is on it?
Favorite campgrounds?
My favorite campground. What's yours? I'm thinking.
Oh, I had it written down. I don't know if you wanted to. I really liked going back to Upper Peninsula was the Houghton City RV Park. So there is a city RV park, which we've kind of stayed away from national parks and state parks only because of our size. We're 42 feet, and then we also really like to have full hookups. But this was a city park. I think it was, and I could be wrong, but around $22 a night. It was on a lake. We had a view. We backed up to the beach, and then the best part was we backed up to this giant playground that they called Chutes and Ladders. I think one of the slides was 3 stories, and so it was just beautiful that we could watch the sunset every single night, which didn't set until about 10:45. And
that time of the year, late.
And the kids could play at the playground. We could watch them, or the beach.
Yeah.
You'd swim, paddleboard, kayak. There was bike trails. You could walk to the city.
I think Cheryl's turned into a Youper.
No, I really liked it. And we were there in June, so we really liked that. And then, what was one of your favorites?
Carolina Pines, just outside of Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. I love concrete pads and full hookups, and there was a water park for the girls.
Indoor and outdoor swimming pools.
Yes, and a restaurant, which you don't always get in a campground. And
a bar.
It had a bar for Cheryl, and
very resort-like.
Nice store, resort-like. Nice paved roads to ride our electric bikes around on, and it was just a great park. We had met some good folks there too that remain friends, and hopefully we get back with them sometime in the future.
And then I put this on. It's maybe not our favorite, but we met the most people. Was Thousand Trails Orlando, or they also call it Orlando RV Park. So it was one of the 1,000 trails, and I'm going to call it the unofficial headquarters of Fulltime Families, and we met a lot of Fulltime families there.
Yeah, we stayed there, 5, 6 different times.
We did. Mm-hmm.
Nice park in Orlando, close to all the parks, and close to my sister who lives there. And my parents came down to visit. Your parents came to visit us in Orlando. So kind of a
central location.
Kind of a home base. We were able to visit doctors there and get some of our doctor's appointments out of the way for the girls, for Cheryl, for me. So we actually found a nice church there that we went to on Sunday. So
we
that
kind of used Florida. Well, we domicile in Florida, so we can talk about that at some other time. But we picked Florida to be our home state.
Yes.
So then that's where we are going to, in the future, do healthcare and some of those, routine things that you need to get done.
As a full-time RVer, we have to establish a home for tax purposes and
school
legal purposes and boating and all those kinds of things. So Florida is our official home. We domicile there. And it was just great to be at TTO throughout the winter.
Well, what about, how do we get our mail?
Well, we get our mail through an organization called Escapees, and Escapees helped us establish the domicile in Florida. Our mail goes to their headquarters, which is in Livingston, Texas, and every day we can look at an app. Every day that mail is delivered, we look at the app, and they scan it on what we've received, and we can make a choice whether to destroy it, give them the authority to open it and scan the inside so we can see that immediately, or we can have them set it aside, collect it, and when we get to somewhere, we can have them send all of our mail to us at one time. So
we can still get your mail and Christmas cards and things like that.
But you can send us an email. It's probably better.
How about our relationship? Do we still like each other?
Our relationship. So that was one of the things I was most concerned about, because obviously I love Cheryl very much, but we're together now 24/7, 365 inside this 400 square feet. And you know what? I knew that I love her, and now that I know that I like her, because I like being around her every day. It's fun. We're best friends, and
my big thing is I like to, when I make dinner, I need a little break. So he kind of takes the kids.
I go outside, we go swimming, we do something.
Yeah. And so we've found that a little bit of alone times and stuff. You take your showers.
Yeah, my shower routine's different. I take
But his long showers.
I use up all the hot water every time.
Every day.
It's only a 10-gallon tank, but I use it all up.
Yes. And then what about the girls? I think that something is, like, are they in school? So what we've chosen to do is, right now they're in pre-K, so we're not super worried about their schooling yet, but we have enrolled in a homeschool program called The Good and the Beautiful. But we also joined an organization called Fulltime Family Members. And it's an organization of like-minded full-time families that are traveling. And they've been not only a great resource for us, for friends, like-minded people, but then even on the road school front. So we've gotten to talk to a lot of people about different programs and what they're doing and how they're doing. And so we're not quite there yet. The girls are not having to be officially enrolled, but through the help of them and some of the friends that are on there, we've learned a lot and kind of are prepared to do that. But the girls get, we do probably about 3 days a week.
And then they learn outside of the Good and the Beautiful curriculum as well.
Whether it's a national park.
National parks and bridges, and they know a bison is a bison and not a buffalo. And just the things that they've learned that I think that they'll retain over the last year and hopefully over the next year. It's been good for them. So I don't think we're damaging our children at all by being full-time RVers. I think we're only enhancing their life.
What about our lessons learned this past year?
Lessons learned. First lesson, I'm stealing this from somebody else. Slow is pro. Take your time, no matter what you do. If you're driving on travel day, don't speed. Go 65 or less as far as your speed limit on major freeways.
Let everybody pass you.
Let them pass you. Don't try to take a shortcut with a big rig. It's not the best thing to do. Just take the major roads. There's always somebody there to help you if something happens, and there's a place to pull off. When you're setting up, go slow. Slow is pro. When you're tearing down, go slow. It's just like we're just taking our time and everything you do, because we're 62 feet from the front of our truck to the back of our rig, and that's a lot of stuff to be moving around. So you got to make sure that you're doing everything
that was probably
appropriately, safely.
Biggest challenge was moving in and or like parking when you get somewhere.
Yeah.
And then communication, patience, going slow. So you've heard it, you've seen it everywhere.
So
but
you have this urge, you're tempted to go when you're pulling into a spot to get in there as quickly as possible because you think you're going to block it for somebody else. But just take your time. Everyone in the campgrounds are very understanding. Yeah. You're backing in, if you're pulling through, whatever you're doing, just take your time. That everyone's going to wait. There's no hurry, because if you hurry, something's going to happen.
Something happens or breaks or yes.
Yeah. So.
And then the other thing we've learned is, like, we have to remind ourselves that this is not a vacation. This is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we try really hard to only eat out once a week, and that, we're not going to go to every museum or major attraction in every city that we're there. So we try to find like the free things, and we don't always get to hit everything because we just can't spend a ton of money. But we've, joined some discount programs and things like that. So we get to see plenty, but this is a lifestyle. And we're not always on vacation.
Yeah, and it's worked out, especially with COVID. Since you're not going out to eat anyway, we have our own kitchen. We bring our kitchen with us everywhere we go. We have our own restroom. When we stop on the road at a rest area, we don't have to go into the rest areas' restrooms. We use our own restroom.
Right. And then the other lesson we learned was on the truck, right? We started out with a Ford F-350, and after a year, we have traded out trucks.
350 was great. It pulls, does everything right. It's just the turning radius is not as good on a 350 versus an F450. They're virtually the same truck, but the 450 can turn on a dime. And for the last 3 weeks or so, having the 450, it's made a huge difference. Milling and pulling, backing into things when you have the RV on the truck, but especially when you're not pulling, just getting into parking
You
spots.
can make a U-turn or park one in the first try.
Go through the Chick-fil-A drive-through on our
Yes.
one time a week that we go out. So, yeah, the F450's made a difference as far as with the turning radius. Has made a big difference for us.
Okay, let's talk about mistakes.
Oh, mistakes. I'll let you go first.
Because most of the mistakes may or may not have resulted from me.
Yeah. So
the first one was we were going to go stay at a friend's house, and this is no fault of her own. So we do love you, by the way. But we turned. She said that they had RV parking, and this is one of those at their house. This is one of those things that we did not check Google Maps. We did not we trust but did not verify. So we turned down this road, and what did the sign say?
Dead end, no outlet, big rigs, turn around. And
John said, I think they mean me. And I said, no, it'll be fine.
We proceeded anyway, as the road kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And the last house on that road, and it was the turnaround, was their driveway. And it was, their RV spot was made for a C-Class, which is kind of a van with a camper on the back. And much smaller than what we are, and I'm not the best backer-upper. I'm very good going straight, but going backwards, I'm not good. So
we got a flat tire. We got stuck.
Flat tire. We got stuck to the point where I just didn't have any confidence in getting it out of the situation that our rig was in. So luckily, our friends called a friend of theirs who was a big rig driver for 20 years or whatever, and he came in, saved the day, got us backed in.
He did.
Into the right spot. A lot of stuff happened. At the end of the day, we had a great time with our friends. We actually had a babysitter, and we were able to have a date night, which that doesn't happen a lot on the road.
Yeah, once in the stress. Yeah,
with 2 4-year-olds, you don't get date nights a lot, so we were able to go out and have a great time. And
that was fun.
And now we look back on it as smiling. The whole time I was smiling like this was happening.
I don't remember
I
that.
never get stressed
I
out.
don't remember that.
But yeah, that was one mistake. What was the other mistake? That was the only one all year, I guess.
No. My favorite one is I flushed my Apple Watch down the toilet.
Now, this is a new one.
This is not the one.
Fast forward to the end, we never got it back. It ended up in the black tank in the girls' restroom. We have a bath and a half in our rig in the girls' restroom. It was just a strange twist of fate. As one twin was knocking the watch off her arm, the other twin
was very excited to flush it.
Had the foot flusher on the toilet,
and the watch
open, and a perfect 2-point shot right in the black tank. And after
we tried a lot of things, drain it and clean it.
A lot of poopy moments, and
We
never got the watch. We could
found it.
We could actually hear it ringing in the
for
black
the first
tank
day or two
until the battery went dead. But it still could be in there. Maybe it was flushed out at one point in time, but Cheryl got a new watch.
I got a new watch. Move on.
It's all is good.
So then I think a lesson that we learned along the way is that we're not really boondockers.
No.
So what's boondocking?
Boondocking is when you virtually have no hookups, so you don't have electricity, you don't have water, and you don't have sewer.
And we know lots of our friends do it and love it and love it and love it, but I just don't think that we are made for it right now at this moment with this rig.
I'm a good mooch docker. Now, mooch docker is when you stop at somebody's house and they have full hookups, like Cheryl's dad. He has electricity, he has water, and he has a sewer. And a sewer, which is unusual. But we love mooch docking. The price is right, and you still get all the conveniences of home with a full hookup.
Yes. So, okay, and then where are we to next? I think we kind of already covered that.
We mentioned it already, but we're in Texas
Coast,
now. We're going to spend a lot more time in Texas the whole month of April. And then we're heading to Arizona, and we're actually going to mooch dock at Cheryl's house again in Santa Fe, her parents' home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So we'll spend some time in New Mexico again, and then Arizona to see Grand Canyon and meet up with some friends there. California, Southern California. I think we're making our way all the way up to Northern California as well.
Anything you're looking forward to?
Grand Canyon. I've been there before, but I love watching my girls, my baby girls, my 4-year-olds, see things new. And the Grand Canyon, even if you're 4 years old, it's going to be amazing. So
Yeah.
I like watching them see things that I've already seen, like the Grand Canyon. I'm hoping we're able to get over to Yosemite, maybe.
Yeah.
Love to see that.
I'm
Again,
working on it.
I've been there before as well, but it was 25 years ago. And obviously, Glacier is a bucket list item. Actually, Carlsbad Caverns, what are they called?
Yes, Carlsbad
Carlsbad
Caverns is
Caverns
one of your bucket list
It's on my
items.
bucket list, only because Cheryl lives in New Mexico and I want to go there. She's from New Mexico, so I wanted to go there. And so, Carlsbad Caverns, mostly national parks are kind of the things I'm looking forward to. Seeing friends and family, obviously, is always right there on the top of the list. How about you, Cheryl?
Well, I'm excited to go to Big Bend, and that's only in just 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, national park here in
Yeah.
Texas. Yeah.
And I'm very excited to go to Southern California, where I lived for 10 years, and see friends and just, you know, show that beach. I mean, the girls have been on 100 beaches, but like where I lived is very special to me. And then I really would like to go wine tasting in Oregon when we're up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then Glacier. I'm excited for Glacier. Well, so that kind of wraps it up, but we want to hear from you. So if you have questions about the road, or like questions about us or what we do, anything particular, we want to hear from you. So let us know. And if there's things that you look more forward to, like that we can help you out, just please let us know.
Yeah.
Click like in the comment section. And
Yeah. Follow us. We're not experts by any means, but
No.
we are more of an expert than we were a year ago. So
Yeah.
if we can help, we're here to help you. And just thank you for being our friends and being our followers. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.